This is a power steering cooler replacement. There's two hoses right there with clips, same as on the radiator. Just pop those two clips off, and I sprayed the hoses with a little bit of PB Blaster right there at the end, and then gave them a twist with a vice grip, and they'll pop right off. They're moving pretty easy. And then there's going to be a bolt right on top of that with a bracket that goes up to the cooler that pops up right there. You got to undo the bolt off the top of that bracket, and then there's another bolt right there on top of that side with a bracket that goes over to the cooler. So undo both those bolts, both those hoses. Pop that first hose off. It's right there. Let it drain into a bucket, and then the cooler's draining on this rag. My jack's in the way, so I can't get a bucket underneath it. No biggie. We'll wait for that to finish draining, and then I'm going to pop off the other hose and try to get those bolts out. I'm going to go ahead and soak those bolts now with PB Blaster, just so that if they are a pain, then I can get them out easier. So I ended up just pretty much breaking the power steering cooler off because it was so rusty and the bolts were on there so tight that I couldn't get them off because there's not a lot of room to work with. For some reason, to hold on this little tiny bracket, they used two 18mm bolts. I don't know why on earth they used two 18mm nuts to hold on that tiny little bracket, but they did. And they were torqued down like lug nuts. I had to use a cheater bar on both of them to get them off, and the only way to get a cheater bar in there was to break the bracket. So I broke this bracket right there, just bent it back and forth until it broke. That one's broke right there, and this one I had to break over here. Also, I sprayed these down with PB Blaster and then twisted them with a vice grip and managed to get both of them out. But they go on right here and right here. And both of those broke when I took the bracket off. So that's what it looks like. That's how it comes off. 18mm socket. Usually if you're just going to be taking this off, it's because it's leaking or it needs replacement. So that's why I just broke it, because that was the case here. So when I get the new one, I'll do an install for you guys.